Hey, and welcome to Reuzel Live. Today is March 18th, 2024. I am Scumbassador Stephanie Buckley, stepping in for my homie Nicholas Giberson. And we have a special live for you today, featuring one of our newest Scumbassadors, Derrick Asher, from Fort Walton, Florida. Take it away,
Yeah.
Derrick.
What's up, everybody? Hey, my name is Derrick Asher. I am a Scumbassador living in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. I joined the team last year, and today we are going to do a nice old school pompadour. A lot of people message me and ask, hey, how do I style it? How do I do this and that? Well, I'm going to break it down for you right now. If you guys are tuning in, I really appreciate it. Also, if you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to write them in. Steph will read them out to me as we go. So first thing we want to do for this pompadour, saturate your client's hair. And we're going to use some Reuzel hair tonic. What this does is it's going to clean my scalp. We have a 4-step process here at Reuzel on the way that we like to do our haircuts and the product that we use for our haircuts. First is clean the canvas. So this is going to break down any old product you might have in your client's hair, any grease buildup. This is really going to break it down so it doesn't clog up your clippers as much. So first is we're going to cleanse the top of the hair. After you clean it, you want to prep it. That would include a grooming spray or the grooming tonic. After you prep, you want to piggy it up. You know what I'm saying? Pick your favorite Reuzel product that you want to use. Put it in the hair. After you piggy it up, you're going to finish it with a nice astringent foam. So I'm going to walk you guys through this process as I do it. Let's get cutting. So first, taking my hair tonic, moving it through the hair. Okay? As take my comb, I'm going to comb through, combing the hair away from the face, combing through all the little knots that they might have in the head. The reason I'm combing it back and away from the face, trying to get a uniform look to the top and the sides, is so when I go to part it, it's going to be a lot easier for me to part, rather than going in there trying to part it when there's a bunch of knots in the hair and it doesn't work. Tighten that up a little bit. There we go. Okay. So I'll comb through. Now, like I said, you guys are just tuning in. We're going to be doing a pompadour today. Okay, you can do the sides however short you want to go. I think for myself, and what a lot of people feel comfortable doing, I want to make this as easy and fun for you guys to try at home as well. So I think we're going to do it. Still one on the sides. That way we're not going super low to where you get kind of scared on the fade. But again, I want this to be fun, and I want you guys to really enjoy what you're doing. If you're not liking it, don't do it. You know what I'm saying? And I like these haircuts. They're really fun. So first thing we do, comb the hair back. I need to find the natural recession of the hairline. To find this natural recession of the hairline, follow that line up. Like, you know, if you're going to line somebody up, you follow that, and you meet the peak. Cross the parietal ridge. A slight dip towards the back. I'm going to break all that hair down, separate the hair on top. The reason we do this is so we're working in sections, so it's not so overwhelming to where there's so much hair, I don't know what to do. If you break it off in little pieces and you have a guide map, you're going to know where to go and how to get there. And again, this is not the only way to do this haircut. You can do it many different ways. This is just the way that we like to do it here at Reuzel. So starting on the right side, making that guide all the way to the back, we're going to recreate that same step on the left side, following the natural recession of the hairline off the front, and we're going to follow it to the back. So I can stand here, my finger is on the back of the comb, and I'm going to hold the top part of the hair with my thumb as I guide it. So I pinch it, slight dip at the back, hold it. I don't know what the back looks like yet. It's probably going to be off. It's okay. So I'm going to go back there and do my little work to it. So now standing here at the back, I comb this hair up, down. You can see it slightly dips and it's kind of off right here. So again, I'm going to go in with the tip of my comb down, separate. Push all that up, out of the way. Right now, I'm doing this parting so I can create my baseline. because the baseline is the spot where the top will meet the bottom. Likewise, the bottom will meet the top. So, I'm gonna look at it. It's okay, but it could be a little better. So, I'm just gonna go in there with the tip of my comb. Take your time, no rush. Follow that line. Okay, we are good. I want to say hello to everybody that's watching right now. I know there's some homies from Europe, some other homies from America. We got homies from Vietnam, I believe. It's going to be super fun. I'm glad you guys are joining me because I am really passionate about this haircut. It's so fun. From not knowing how to do it to wanting to do it and then actually learning it, but not only learning it, to be able to help other people to do it too, which is awesome. Okay, so we have our parting, our natural recession parting. Next, what I'm going to do, clipper over comb. Notice how I'm using a white comb on the darker hair. The reason I have a white comb is so I can see through it. I'm going to stand directly on the side of the head in front of the ear. And I'm going to lift everything up, pull it to my chest. I have it high enough to where I'm working in this area. I have a square box. Pretend you have a box on your chest and you're pulling everything to that area. So starting behind the ear, the reason we start behind the ear is because that's the flattest part of the head. And you're going to create the rest of your shape off that part of the head. And when I hold it up, I can do this with shears or clipper over comb. But when I hold it up, I need this to be straight and flat. Actually, I have this to show you guys. I always keep a thing on me, you know what I'm saying? A little tech deck. So the tension that I have on this hair, I need it to be tight enough and flat enough. Pulling out to where I could set my tech deck on top. See how it's flat? Coming straight out of the head. I would cut. Depending on how far out you go from the baseline that you created, that's going to determine the length on top. So, like I said, I'm going to do a 1, so I'm going to go a lot closer in. Put that back. Now we keep cutting. All right, so starting above the ear. Combing everything up, pulling to my baseline. I'm going to make a cut. See, I'm holding it. Now I'm going to grab the hair in front of the ear, pull it out, do the same thing. Cut. See how I'm still holding it? Take a step. I have a previous cut of that last cut I did over the ear. Pull it out, cut. Take a step to the left. I'm pulling everything up to that line. You see that line that I cut already? I'm going to match it and follow it around the head. Now remember, the head is round. So if you go off the top of the ear, right behind the ear, that's the most square part. So it's going to give you that square masculine shape on the sides. So I'm going to follow this around the side. Turn this so you can see. Going to comb up, looking for my previous cut guideline. Cut. Up. Cut. Now you can already see my baseline up here. I'm going to go a little bit shorter on that. I just wanted to give you guys an idea on how to do it. So if I was really doing it, how short I want to go, I'm going to rest my comb up against the head. You see this bottom part? And again, my comb is not straight, but I'm going up straight and I'm pulling the top closer to me. It's resting on the head. Now I'm going to do that same thing. Go up front, over direct, come back. It's resting on the head at that slight angle. Just follow it around the head. Continuing to rest the bottom of the comb. The higher up I go, the more I'm turning the comb almost upside down. Kind of just up and turning the comb. We're going to go in here with our 1 guard. I'm just getting rid of a lot of this bulk so it's easier to work. And believe me, if you guys have a real person, this is going to look 1,000 times better than a mannequin. Okay. Quick haircut, quick, nice shape. We're going to repeat this process on the other side. So now I'm going to move to the left side of the head. Got my baseline. I'm going to create my baseline. This looks like it could be a little straighter. So that's what I want to do. It's okay to go in there and have to repart it if you need to. Not everybody needs to. I do. Okay, next, starting above the ear. So if I hold this up, go right there. Here's the ear. I'm on the head up against the ear. I'm going to go up, over direct, resting on the head, see? Go to the front. Cut. Pulling till I find my previous cut guide. Cut. Work our way to the back. Cut. And we're really just trying to follow that natural line that we created, so it creates an even symmetry on both sides. So I'm going to go up the back. I am resting my comb on the head as I go up. And I over direct it. Okay. Man, I'll tell you, it's early. It's not even summer yet, and it's already hot here in Florida. But it's all good because I need to sweat. So put that there for now. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish getting all this little nasty stuff off on the left side. So again, I come up, over direct, cut. The angle that you're cutting is going to determine the angle that it comes out as. So if I were to hold my fingers the same way that I hold my comb, I would get the same result. I know there's people who can do this with shears really fast. I am not one of those people yet. I would like to be, but it's all in due time. So I will make do with my clipper. Okay, we have it all cleaned up a little bit on the sides. So now what I'm going to do, still it's disconnected, okay? Now what I want to do is I got my baseline. Let's see, turn it around. You can see this little weight line going around the head. Yeah? Okay, now, since we have our baseline, you're all good. It's just my phone, don't worry about it. Okay, now that we have our baseline, we have an idea on the length of the sides where we want them on the top. What I'm going to do before I cut the rest of the stuff off is I want to connect the top to the sides. I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut the top, connect the sides. I'm going to blow dry it. So this is our prepping. Like I said, step number 2, we're going to prep it. After it's prepped, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to take my one guard and fade up the sides. So that way everything's blow dried back. I can see how it's going to look on the sides rather than fade this all the way up and it's too short. I'd rather work, just get rid of that bulk, go to the top and work our way down. Okay. So I do not have my water bottle, which is okay, because I have this grooming tonic, which is awesome. And it smells so good. And if it's hot outside, you can actually keep it in the fridge, keep it nice and cold, so when your clients come in, you can throw it in their hair. It'll tingle the scalp. It feels really good. It's kind of minty-ish. I love this stuff. Okay, We're dripping. It's all good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to part the top. There. Find that little line I had. All right, I'm going to part the top from behind the ear to the apex to behind the other ear. So here, starting literally behind the ear, on the apex, and then behind the other ear. That's the line we're going to do on top. The apex is the highest part of the head. And if you just touch right behind your ears, you guys at home and on YouTube and stuff, you could touch that little bone behind your ear. That's the bone you want to follow. So this bone to that bone on top. That's the apex, the highest point of the head. You can also find it, set your comb like that. You can see what's even, what's off. That's the apex. So we're going to make a guide right there. So here's how I'm going to do it. Behind the ear, with my thumb on the back of the comb, I'm going to push, separate, go to the other side, turn them around, and we're going to do the same thing. Behind the ear, go up to that line I just made and separate it. Now you guys can see my partings. Right? Okay, so now that's sectioned off, right? Now what I'm going to do for this pompadour, let me clean this a little bit up. I've sectioned it. What I'm going to do is, you've seen that first parting I did off the natural recession. I'm going to follow that same track, but I'm going to go up into the top of the hair. So standing right here so you can see, I'm going to create a line from here to here, following that same parting I did. And I'm going to comb that hair down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand on the right side. I am going to pull this hair from top to that baseline that I cut. You see all the hair underneath? And what we do is we take a step to the left, pull that hair that you just did down to your guide, and there's hair underneath too. Cut that. Take a step to the left. Right there. Cut that off. We're going to take another section right on top of that. Pull all that hair over back to where you just were on the right side. And again, I'm going to repeat this process. I'm going to grab that hair and I'm going to lift up to my baseline, just like I did before with that skateboard. That's that angle you have to hold it at. See how it's straight up? Taking a step to the left, lifting. Stepping to the left. Cut. Now I'm going to take one more section from the top. And again, it's following that first parting that we had. It's just starting the back of the head and working our parting up. Now I'm going to stand again on the right side, holding up, looking for that previous cut underneath. Taking a step to the left, lifting and pulling out. Step to the left. Okay, now I am going to repeat this process on the left side. So, once again, you can see that parting that we did at the very beginning. I'll get that little bad boy out of there. Just clean that up so you can see it. Okay, so that's our original parting. Starting behind the ear on the left side, we're going to follow that parting just up about a ½ inch to an inch, depending on what you're comfortable with and the size of the comb that you're using. So again, I come on there, I pull everything up, I look for that previous cut guide, step to the right, get that hair out of the way so you can see it. Combing everything up, looking for my baseline underneath. Taking a step to the right, connecting. Man, these haircuts are so fun. I tell you what. If you guys, I would say this is like a new age Elvis style cut. Just because Elvis had the really long hair on the sides, but he was known for his pompadour. You know, it's that thing that John Travolta wore in Grease. It's a classic, timeless haircut. It makes everybody look cool. So, again, pulling out to my baseline. If I hold it up, you can see all that hair underneath. That's what I'm cutting it to. Keeping my fingers angled. Working around the baseline. And you know, you guys, I just want to say thank you to Carrie. I want to say thank you to Nicholas. Thank you to Stephanie. Thank you to George. Thank you to Burtis. Thank you to Lean. All you guys have really encouraged me, and it pushes me to try harder because I see the cool things that you guys all do. So I just want to say I love you guys and thank you. And all the other Scumbassadors. You guys are kicking it. Like, I see you guys doing stuff and it makes me want to try a little harder. I'm like, man, I could try harder. I see them putting some good workout, so it makes me have to try harder, which is cool. We feed off of each other. Now, if you look at the back where I just cut everything, see how it blends in into that weight line on both sides? Beautiful. I love the way this looks. Beautiful. I haven't even faded the bottom, but you can just see the top and the way it connects from that top part to the back. I used to have a really tough time connecting it. I always had patchy things. I would hold it out. I didn't know what I was doing. But with the way that this is laid out, the way Reuzel in Reuzel University has laid out this haircutting pattern, there's nothing that can compare to it. It's just helped an immensely job. Okay, now what we do. Go to the right side again. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the natural recession. So we have 2 recession points on our head. Right? We have this natural recession off of the top hairline. And we also have this piece where, you know, when you're doing a lineup and you get that little box, we're going to follow off of this bottom piece right here up to the apex. And again, the apex is the tallest point of the head. To find that is behind the ears. So you can put your finger there, follow it up, that nice little angle, and separate that hair. This is what we're going to use for our pompadour. This is going to be the sweet stuff. Now, what I'm going to do here is, you can see I have this triangle section, right? Now what I'm going to do is, again, you see my parting right here that I created, that one parting. I'm going to follow that parting and I'm going to go up into the triangle. I'm not going to cut any of this hair. I'm not cutting any of this back hair.
All right. Are you expecting a model? It's too late. He's already live. Huh? He's already live right now.
Okay, so you can see my previous cut behind my hand. Clean that up a little bit. So if I pull it straight out, if I'm standing in front of the mannequin, I'm pulling everything to my chest, okay? Bam, just like that. So I'm going to lift up, look for that previous cut guide, and get your work. Being really careful not to touch anything on this side of the line. Again, pull it up. Get that a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to take another section from that little corner piece. So the first cutting that we did was called the crown. We cut the crown. Now we are on our corner section, and we're going to get to the front here in a little bit. Lift up, pull, and cut. Now I'm grabbing that stuff. And again, I'm not cutting anything on this side. So that parting up, leave that for later. That's the fun part. Looking for my previous cut guide? Now, if I comb all this down, you can see how it all works around to that baseline. This is, the cool thing about this is I am not a patient person. So when I'm doing these cuts, I can see instantly how it's going to look. Right after I cut it, I can see the shape that it's starting to form. I'm still going to go in and do my detail work, but immediately I can see the result, which is cool. Okay, now I am going to follow the same pattern, same steps on the left side. So looking for that natural recession, right here, we're going to follow it to the apex. Separate it. Comb that front hair down to the side, away from the face. Now we have our other little triangle here. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take sections, because you can see that original parting that I had right here. Get out of here. I got another one in my pocket. Bam! It's all good, baby. It's all good. All right. So you see the parting that I have right here. I'm going to work my parting up without cutting into that front section. So I'm going to go across. Comb that hair down. Get out of the way. I'm going to lift up to my baseline. Right there. You see it? Peekaboo. And I'm going to cut. Come over here. Again. Ooh. See? You got to be careful, because I almost grabbed some of that front section. Got to be careful. We don't want to cut in that yet. Okay. So again, all we're doing right now is connecting the top to the sides. We have barely even cut the sides. We haven't even cut the top. All I'm doing is connecting it. So it's two different things rather than connecting and actually cutting the top. Okay, so we're going to take another section. We have that one. Take another section going up. Looking for my baseline. Take another section. Take that last little bit just to be safe. No, we're good. Okay, now look. Look at that. Look at that right now, boy. You see that thing looking all nice?
Hey, Derek.
And one.
Looking good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Just wanted to know you got a lot of love out here. We've got people from Quebec, Argentina, Croatia,
Puerto Rico.
Yeah, all over the U.S. We got Chicago, Texas, California, South Carolina, Tampa, New York. All giving good love. It's looking amazing.
Awesome. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so if you guys are just tuning in, like I said, we're doing a pompadour. We're going to do a number one fade on the sides. I got rid of all the bulk, created my baseline, connected the top to the sides. If you guys weren't sped up on that, just rewind the video a little bit once it's posted and you'll be able to see that. So right now, I still have to connect this front part to the sides, right? So we're going to do that, and then we'll move on to the top, and then the rest is history from there. So, okay, now back to the right side. So we had that line right here, wherever it was at. I got to find it. Off the natural recession to the apex on the right side. Not cutting into that front. These little pieces hanging over. I'm going to get those. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the right side to the right of the front of the hairline. So to do this, I'm going to take a parting over the right eye. Slightly diagonal, getting that out of the way. And you can take a section right here too if it helps you to work in little pieces. Now if I comb all this down, you see it has a slight dip to it, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to comb it down. I'm going to grab it. I have a little bit of my previous cut baseline in my hand. And what I do is I angle my fingers down and I follow this angle. So I grab it. I want to be able to see a little bit. And instead of just cutting, I can, but I want to point cut. It adds a little texture and it sits a lot nicer rather than a big hard chunk of hair just laying over another piece of hair. It kind of chops into each other. So again, grab this hair off to the side right there. Pull it back. See my fingers are angled down. This way I'm not putting any stress on my body, my arms and shoulders and all that good stuff. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another section. So we're going to go here, up. So turn it like that so you can see. I'm going to take another section across. I'm going to separate that. Comb all this way. All we're doing right now, you guys, is just connecting the top to the sides. Top to the right side. Okay. Now, again, pull everything down. You can see your previous cut underneath. See all that stuff? I'm just going to point cut it. My finger's angled. Grab that hair, come down. And okay, let's see. Where are we at? I go a little bit more. I usually like to go from this peak also. So I will go up that natural recession to the apex, and I will pull this hair over to my right side. And then just double check. Go to your baseline, pull up, see a little bit off. Cut that bad boy off right there. Now, this is the coolest part. From the right side, I can comb it back, and it looks super cool. See, everything's sitting nice. And if it's forward, it still looks cool. Like that cool, messy look. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the left side. I'm going to speed this one up. That way it's not too boring. Because I watch these videos, and I like to be just right away, like get into it, you know what I mean? So I'm with you guys. All right. So another way, if I'm going to connect the left side, another way to do this is I'm not going to part it from the middle. I'm going to go about middle of the right eye over the head, pull down, push that off to the side, and again, comb everything down away from the face. Turn this way. And again, I'm holding up to my baseline where my baseline was. I found it, and I'm going to angle my fingers down. And I'm going to point cut. A little more, just clean it up a little bit. Going a little closer to the front. Okay, beautiful. Now I'm going to take one more section from the front. I went over the eye. Now I'm just going to go from the front, the right hairline over the head. Pull all this down. And every time there's always one little piece kind of towards the middle. So let's see if I'm right. Bam, see, you can see it right there. Every time, never fails. Okay, now I will comb this back. Everything's sitting cool. See, it looks like it's done, but we're not. We're almost done. So what I'm going to do now I'm going to wet it a little bit more with my handy dandy Reuzel tonic, my hair tonic, because we have two different kinds of tonic. This is the hair tonic. Will help break up product, acts as a cutting aid. So it's a great alternative if you don't have water, which I don't have water on me right now. I forgot my water bottle. So we will make do, and it works just as good, if not better. Okay, combing all the hair back. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a mohawk down the middle. We're going to create a section on the nose. We're going to create about an inch section down the middle. Let's see. Pulling to my chest, going down, separating. Same thing on this side. Separate that. Now you can see we have a mohawk. Okay. And what I like to do from here is go to the back. You're going to take a section. I'm going to look for my baseline, my previous cut guide, fingers angled. See? Take another section from the mohawk. Pull it. You can see right there. Now we're going to change the angle of our hands. So I'm going to pull up, looking for the shortest piece, fingers slightly angled. Keeping my fingers at a slight ramp. They're not flat. They're kind of up like a skateboard ramp. Like you're going to do a launch ramp. Take that section out. Working my way up. And sometimes it might be a little shorter at the front, so you can just reverse it if you need to, which is all good. And pull that up. Yeah, see how it's a little bit shorter in the front. Work our way back. Okay, now what I will do is I will grab everything on the left side and pull it to the middle. Okay? So actually, I'm going to start back here again. Grab all this hair, pull it to the middle. Grab this little bad boy. So again, grab everything from the back, pull it to the middle. Fingers angled. Change the angle of your hands. And point cutting. The reason I'm point cutting is because it adds texture as well as shortens the hair where I need it to shorten it. Creating a textured, cool little blend to it. Now I'm going to go so I started on the left side, I pulled it to the middle. I'm going to go to the right side and pull that to the middle. Go into the back, grabbing all that. Grabbing that, pulling to the middle. Okay, now what we do is we stand behind our client, our patron, our friend, our amigo, our compa. What we do is comb everything back, take a section across the top of the head, pull everything up. See the shortest part right here? Just cut flat. Pretend there's two sections on top, okay? You have it right down the middle. There's the shortest part of the top part is going to be the middle. So you want to make a flat surface across the top. Shorter towards the back, longer at the top, but it's flat. So I'm going to work my way back on the left side. Pull everything up. See where it's shorter to longer? And it's not a lot. It's just a little bit. Makes a big difference. So right there to there. Work my way back. Now, on the right side, same thing. Just take a little off. See, just a little bit. Work your way back. Combing everything up. And then I like to point cut it a little bit towards the baseline. That way it just blends a little nicer for me. Okay, the top is cut. The top is connected to the sides. Now this is where it gets fun, because what we're going to do now is this is what is known as prepping. Now prepping you can do with grooming spray or grooming tonic. Today we're going to be using the grooming tonic. So this stuff right here, this stuff is different from this stuff. Blue is going to break up any old product. Gold is going to prep your hair. It's going to lift your hair. It's going to give it volume. It's going to make it lift up as much as it can. So you can actually see what it's going to look like for your client when they leave. So it's dry. It has a nice shape. You can do extra detail work. So right now we're going to prep with this one. Grooming tonic smells great too. So apply it in your hand. And it really depends on how much hair they have. Usually you can get away with half of a capful. Maybe a capful, depending on how much hair they have. So I rub it in my hands. And what I like to do is start at the roots in the front, work it back, make sure you get the sides too, and then go to the back and work it forward. Get in there, a nice little massage. You guys ever seen that old Bugs Bunny cartoon when he's on top of Elmer Fudd with a hair tonic? He's like this. It's exactly what you want to do. That's how you get it in there. I mean, look, it already looks like a cool haircut. Yes.
It's looking real good. That was a
you.
great explanation on the tonics, the blue and the gold. Got some people there suggesting maybe some fiber gel, mixing it up with that. I got a couple looking for, obviously, the grooming tonic, which we already used and love.
Yes.
More people, just a shout out. We got Poland, Italy, Guatemala, El Salvador, and St. Louis in the house. So,
yeah,
good job.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Okay, so they want to use some fiber gel. Would you be able to run over to my station and grab my fiber gel for me? Yes, we will do a cocktail mix. I am going to use some Reuzel grooming tonic and some fiber gel. I was experimenting with it earlier on a different style of haircut, so I left it at my station. But I got all my other good stuff. Look, come on over here real quick. Let me show you what we got, what we're working with. Look at all this good Reuzel stuff. Now, hands down, this is my favorite stuff. Hands down. This smells good. It's like, spray it, wait a second, walk through. It smells beautiful. It smells like Christmas morning. You know what I'm saying? We got that. We got our new tat line out. So if you want your tattoos to pop a little bit, get a nice little shine on it, that's the stuff you want right there. Bam. Okay, now we are back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix some grooming tonic with fiber gel. I've already applied a little grooming tonic in there, but this is going to help it stick a little bit. Like usually when I'm doing the fiber gel mixture, I really like it for flat tops. This is going to make your hair stand up. You put it in, you blow dry it so you can stand it up all the way. It's like good, honest gel. So it really helps you when you're shaping your flat tops. So I applied a little bit in my hands. The fiber gel mixed with the grooming tonic. We're going to mix it. And again, starting at the front, working our way back through the hair. Making sure the sides get nice and caked up. And then we're going to reverse it, because a lot of the time people put products in and just run it through one way. You got to get it on both sides, all over. when you really get some good product in the hair and it's covered it up, it's almost like a clay. You could bend it, you could shape it, play with it the way you want, rather than just one side of the hair being covered. Just get it on in there. Okay, now what I will do is I will grab my blow dryer and I will use a vent brush. Any kind of vent brush is okay. It doesn't matter. As long as you got a nice good vent brush, it's going to help you blow dry. Because I used to watch videos and I wouldn't know what kind of brushes they're using, and I'm like, I can't do that haircut because I don't have this brush, I don't have those things. You can do it. You can even blow dry it with a comb if you need to. Like I blow dried with a comb, it's totally fine. Just whatever you have available. This is what I got. I like this. This is one of my favorite things to use. My little nylon vent brush. Okay, and again, before I blow dry, I have it at high power, so it's powered up all the way, but it's at a medium heat. The reason I do that, so it goes slow, it still has a warm, but it's not going to burn your client's head, and it's really going to give the hair time to shape instead of being forced right away. And the way I do it is I always, let me separate it so you guys have better understanding. Put that right there. When I'm blow drying, starting behind the ear, from ear to ear over the apex, it's going to be the same thing. Like when you're parting it to do the cutting, I part it when I blow dry it. So that way I have hair to sit on top of each other. Okay. So now you can see where I parted it. I'm blow drying all this down first. The way I'm going to blow dry is I'm going to follow, okay? My blow dryer is going to follow my vent brush like Tom and Jerry, cat and mouse, cops and robbers. Okay? We're going to take our time. And again, high power, medium heat. I don't want any lift. I don't want any volume. I want it as flat and tight to the head as I can make it. Following it down. I'm not worried about the very bottom because I'm going to cut that off, the number one. Take your time. Everything comes straight down to the back. That Reuzel, the fiber gel, makes such a big difference because the grooming tonic is really good. You can even get away with no other product. You can just put grooming tonic in, blow dry it, and they're good to go. They can run their fingers through it. But the fiber gel really gives it an extra hold, an extra stickiness to where it's not sticky once it's already dried out and stuff, but it is a little harder than just regular grooming spray or grooming tonic by itself. Okay. So we got the back down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my right side. Client in front of me, I'm going to take this and this, and I'm going to blow dry everything on the side to the back. You want to get a concentrator too. These are really important because it helps keep the hair where you want it to go. So notice how I'm following my comb to the back of the head. Coming around. And another thing that I do when I'm blow drying the front, I don't really go all the way back. I kind of go off of the head. You actually have your client tilt their head forward a little bit to help you with gravity and go up. I kind of go up, pull out, and then let it go up again. Go back to the side, just making sure everything's nice and tight on that side for me. Pulling everything up and out. If I hold this up, you can see it's already starting to kind of take shape on the right side. Okay, I'm going to turn it this way, go to the left, We're going to blow dry all this left to the back of the head. Oh, another thing. So when I'm on the right side, I'm blow drying like this. I'm moving to the left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch hands. I'm still going to follow, but now my brush is in my right hand, blow dry is in my left hand. I'm going to follow it to the back of the head. There's a lot of people watching. So cool, you guys. There's people watching from the countries I've never even been to. I've never been out of the States. I'll be honest with you, I've never even been out of the States. I've only been to like 5 or 6 states. So it's a privilege and an honor that other people would tune in and give me a little bit of their day so that I can share what I've learned with them. So thank you guys. Much love. I think I might hit the beach after this to celebrate, you know what I'm saying? Just, life is good right now, so I want to enjoy it. You guys should enjoy it too. And the way I enjoy it is doing really cool haircuts like this. Like, it's so fun to do this. Because a lot of people don't know how to do it. So, what I do, once it's all blow dried like that, I am going to go to the front of the hair. I'm going to ask my client, sir, my friend, can you tilt your head forward for me? They'll go like that. I'll be like, no, just a little bit more. Perfect. Now, while they're sitting there, I'm going to grab the hair. I'll go up, reverse my hand, blow dry it as I go out. Up, grab, reverse, blow dry it up and out. The reason I have them put their head forward is you see how the hair is falling? But when they put their head back up, it's going to be a bigger pompadour than it would be if they didn't tilt their head forward. Okay. They kind of have them tilt their head forward. And I know there's still a little wet spot right here towards the front. So what I do, I got this hair with volume on it already at the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a little chunk of that front hair, move it down, and I'm going to blow dry this down. And work my way to the front. I want a little bit of volume to the back so that way the top hair has something to sit on. And then what I really like to do is I take all the hair from that right side, I blow dry it to the left, all the hair on the left, I blow dry it to the right. So it kind of builds up on each other. On the left side. I mean, you guys can see, got a little pompadour going right there. Now what I'm going to do, I got it blow dried. So we're going to finish off the sides. I'm going to take my one guard and I will open my one guard to a 1.5. Where is it? Right there. One guard. And I got my comb. So what I'm going to do, I got my one. All right, I got my one. I'm going to open it all the way. Start right here. And I can see where my baseline was, and I'm going to leave off at my baseline. I got to grab my glasses for this part because, you know, it's a little detail work. Thank you. Clear that face off. So go that way. And I'm going up to right where that peak is, and I'm going to slightly dip it around the head. Grab this little thing. So again, I have my 1.5 guard going up to my baseline, slightly dipping around the back of the head. I'm going to close it halfway, go up to right where I just left off. Close it all the way. Now I have a regular 1 guard. And again, go up to where I left off. Just a little bit under where I left off. Around the ear. You see that hard little line? It's okay because we'll come back with clipper over comb. See our baseline? We're not going to pass our baseline. Again, I have my 1 guard opened all the way, so this is a 1.5. Going around the back. I am going to close it halfway. Go just under where I left off. Close it all the way. And this will look 1,000 times better when you do it on a real person rather than a mannequin. So again, 1 open all the way, going up to that little peak. Try to push his ear down, but it don't move nowhere. Okay. So we got that with the 1.5. Close it halfway. So 1.25. Now we got our 1. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to look in the mirror just so that I can see exactly what it's looking like. That mirror never lies to you. People lie to you, but the mirror will never lie. If you're ugly, you're ugly. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. All right, let's see. Okay, so now we're going to connect that 1.5 where we left off to the rest of the side to go to the top. So going right here, pulling everything over. I'm going up to my baseline. Keeping that angle, I'm pushing up into the hair. Awesome. See how I'm just holding it? I'm always resting the comb on the head. I am not good with balancing and holding it. I need something stable. So sometimes I'll put my finger down as I do it. But I'm always on the head as I'm cutting. Okay, we're going to turn them. Let's see how the mirror's looking. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, let's go to the back. Baseline. Comb to the baseline. See how I'm over directing it? You see that a little bit? I'm going to just grab a little bit of it. Boy, oh boy. Oh, did you guys even see my cool pin I got yesterday? Look. I got a cramps pin. Pretty sweet, huh? All right. Now, we're just going to work our way around to the left side. So again, everything's come back to where I can see, like, okay, there's my baseline. I'm going to go up, pull everything over. So as of lately, you guys, I've been on Instagram looking at different barbers and Facebook and stuff. And I have to say, my favorite barbers at the moment right now are the barbers in Vietnam and Greece. It's what they're doing over there, all the Reuzel Scumbassadors and those dudes, they're killing it. So tough. It's a real inspiration. Like, they're doing stuff that I haven't seen people do. We have our good heavy hitters here, you know what I'm saying? But they're doing stuff I haven't seen anybody do where I'm like, I want to try that. And I try to recreate what they do, and I can't. So I'm learning. Okay, this is looking sweet. Okay, now let's look in the mirror. See how we're looking so far. Yep, I'm liking it. So at this point, what I would do now, can't really do it too much on these mannequins because the hair is weird, but I will take my blenders and I will take wide tooth comb. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to blend from that 1.5 up to the clipper over comb. There's a little line right there. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of that hair as I go up. I keep it moving as I'm going. I'm not passing that baseline. I'm getting everything underneath the baseline, like right up to it. All right.
Hey, Derek.
Yeah.
Looking good. The finished work's coming out great. Not sure what you had in mind for finishing product, but we got a suggestion from Romeo. Maybe a little on the Muppet Mash.
Okay.
Muppet Mash, pink and green.
Yep. Yep.
It's I like that. Good.
Thank you. Okay, you guys. So, who did you say it was that said it, Stephanie?
Romeo.
Romeo
Betrez.
Betrez. I got you, dog. I got you, big dog. We're going to do the Muppet Mash just for you. The Muppet Mash, if you guys don't know, is Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog. Pink and green. You know what I mean? And lucky for you, that's what we have at Reuzel. Is pink and green. So, I like the shape of it. Good right there. We're going to do the Muppet Mash. This stuff is so good. We got our heavy hold and our medium hold. I have curly hair. When my hair grows out, it's curly and wavy. If I want my hair to stay in place to where I really need it to be, I use the pink one because it has a nice strong hold. Especially if you work outside and you're always sweating, this is the stuff you want in your hair. For a little softer hold that's still not going to sweat out, it would be the green. If I want my waves to pop a little bit more, to where I embrace them but have them in order, I will use the green. So, and a lot of people, I realize, don't know how to pull product out of the cans. I'm going to show you how to do it. See how I have a ring around? I scoop around with one finger. And the reason I keep it like this is because it looks uniform. It's nice and clean. And when I'm showing my clients, it's not gross. I'm like, here, smell it. And it looks nice and presentable. So this is, if you open up any of my stuff, this is how it looks. If it looks different, somebody got into my stuff. And that's how I could tell. I'm like, you guys are in my step again. There's big old chunks taken out. So we have the green and the pink. Old school heavy grease. Old school. And what we're going to do is it's going to take a couple seconds to mix this up. When I first started using Reuzel products, especially this pink one, I didn't know that you have to break it down. You have to really heat it up in your hands. I would apply it like this, and I'd put it in the hair, and it would just be sticky and white. And I'm like, dude, why does it look like that? And then I started watching more videos and asking questions and learning more stuff. I found out you really got to use your body heat to warm it up. And another thing that I do is if I just want to do it quick, I'll put a little bit in my hand. I'll use my blow dryer, heat it up, and then oil it down. So mixing up the pink and the green, what I am going to do is I'm going to get it on the tips of my fingers, starting at the root, work my way back, going on the sides, and again, after I get it from the front, I want to go to the back. So I'm going to go up into the hair, pull that down, work my way to the front. Because again, you really want all the hair caked up. If you have done this product right in the hair, you should be able to bend it and shape it like you're playing with clay. Get it all up in there. Oh boy, this is so fun. Okay, it's all in the hair now, right? It's a big natted mess, which is cool. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wipe my little sweaty face off because I am a sweaty man. Woo! All right, put the glasses on. Now, we got the pick of destiny. I know you heard Jack Black, but this is a real pick of destiny, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tighten the head. I'm gonna work my pick through the hair. The reason that we use a pick at Reuzel is because when you're working with this heavy grease or heavy product, clients' heads tend to get shook around and move around a lot. So it's really uncomfortable for them, right, if you're using a heavier product. This pick is gonna be able to break through all that product a lot smoother before I use my smaller tooth combs. So it just really helps. It gets in there all the way to the bottom to where I can really separate stuff. And again, if you guys are just tuning in, we're finishing up. I'm doing a pompadour. I did a one guard on the side, little length at top, connect the sides to the baseline, top to the baseline. I am using the pink Reuzel, that heavy hold grease, and the medium hold grease, which is the green Reuzel, also known as the Muppet Mash. Okay, stuff is looking good like that.
It's looking good, Derrick.
Thank you.
We got a lot of praise out here for you.
Yeah, what's up, my people? All right, I'm gonna start at the back. I'm gonna comb down. Comb everything back and down. And another thing too, you guys, I know sometimes it doesn't want to lay right for you in the back. It just looks terrible. Another secret that you can do that I will share with you guys real quick. So you can always, after you applied the grease, you can always come back through with the blow dryer again. Remember, you do medium heat, medium pressure, and just blow dry. Go that pressure because it's going to heat up that oil. There's oil in it. So it's going to heat it up. So it's going to make it look a lot tighter and a lot smoother for you. Like, if you look at the back now, kind of hold it down nice and tight.
Nice, nice, nice. Nicely done.
Thank you. And then
what a pompadour.
This is it. Here. That's it right there.
All right. Yeah, we've got some great Great praise. Ronnie Flat saying, great description of the two pomades. Lots of love from Finland, Ecuador.
Oh,
Nice job, Derrick.
thank you. And that's it, you guys. Throw your fingers in there, get a little texture. I'll spin it around so you can get one last glimpse of it, okay?
Absolutely. All right, looking good. Well, thanks for an amazing presentation, Derrick. And
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
and also before we leave you today, a couple of announcements of upcoming Reuzel events that we do have. Make sure to come back for our next Facebook Live, March 25th with Katie Dixon. Also at our Reuzel Academy in Denver, April 7th and 8th, our modern classics. For more info on that, check it out at Reuzel.com. And last but not least, April 29th, we're going to have Robin Lane. We'll be at Behind the Chair Miami. And we do need models for that. So anybody wants some more info, send an email out to Nicholas at Reuzel.com. And yeah, we'll get you in there. So thanks for hanging with us today. Thanks again, Derrick. And we hope you have an amazing day.
Peace.
Reuzel out.